Once you've created a color profile for your monitor, you can embed that profile in your document. Go up to the Image menu under Mode and assign the profile. I'll select from this list, and you can see my Diamondtron monitor profile is set up here. When I choose that, notice that the colors changed a little bit in my image. You may also have a profile that's set up for your printers. In this case, I have an Epson printer, and it displays color in a different way. You can see again that the image changed a bit. So we still have kind of a problem because my monitor displays color differently than my printer. That's where standards come in. If we use the sRGB standard, we can set it up in the printer so that it uses the same standard, and then what we see on the screen is what we will get when we print. So this is a popular standard to use. If you're printing in CMYK on a professional prepress printer, you should use the Adobe RGB standard because it has a much larger gamut. But if you're using an inexpensive desktop printer, I recommend using the sRGB profile. Okay, now that's embedded in the document. You can also change the way that Photoshop manages profiles on the Edit menu down here under Color Settings. So for each one of your color modes, RGB and CMYK, grayscale and spot color, you have a different profile that you can use. So for RGB, I'd like to use the sRGB profile, and that's good for a PC monitor. Down here you have the policies, or what happens when you open a file. If I open an RGB file, I'd like to convert whatever profile it has to my working profile. And I don't want to be bothered about it, so when there's a mismatch between what's embedded in the document and what my working space is, I don't want to be asked about it. I just want it to automatically convert to the working color space, which is sRGB. I'll say OK. Now every time I open a document in the future, I'm not going to be bothered about it. It's going to automatically convert it to my standard color profile. The next thing I need to do is look at my printer. Here's my Epson printer. I'll go under Printing Preferences, and this is going to be specific to the device that you own. This is just the control panel that comes with my printer. Yours will be different, but the concept is the same. I'll go under Custom Mode, and I'll choose sRGB. So now my printer is using this color standard, and so is Photoshop. So what I see on the screen should be what I get when I print. Of course, a lot of people overlook the paper that they use. It's very important to select the right kind of paper that you're using at the time. And the driver in the printer automatically converts to CMYK. That's something you don't want to do in Photoshop. Just leave your image in RGB and let the driver handle it for you.